program. I would like to challenge each of the award winners to give a hand with us in our fundraising through our Las Vegas nights. You know a lot of people, and it's through a lot of networks. So Meredith, Connie, Sherry, you know, everybody that comes here, we hope they understand our story and it'll help us to procure, working with Ken Fluharty, more contracts for Las Vegas nights. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Red. So after hearing the things that were accomplished by our group, our two fellows, I kind of feel like this year has been just a walk in the garden, but I would have to admit that and present our speaker. I'd be happy to hand him the mic.
Thank you. Well, this is the last Wednesday of April, in case you guys didn't know. And this is our last speaker, Wednesday speaker for April. Sherry Lynn Dick, who is the Executive Director of the Civic Theater. She spoke to us just about a year ago, May 22nd to be exact, 2009. And she did a fantastic job a year ago, and I know she'll do even more of a fantastic job today. So Sherry, it's my pleasure to introduce you. And Sherry's going to talk not only about the Civic Theater and the programs, but also about their upcoming move to Como.
I talk with my hands, so I have to have a place to put that microphone. You know, a lot of people come up to me and they're kind of mad at me. And some people even are kind of mad at Civic Theater. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about the bright future and prospects for Civic and what's happening to us. So you can be one of my allies and ambassadors for the exciting things that are going on with Civic. As I told you last May when I was here, Civic is a community theater. And by that, it means that all of our actors are avocational. Banker by day, actor by night. We had last year about 350 people who came to our theater and acted on the stage and provided first-class quality entertainment. The thing that really distinguishes us from other community theaters, and there are probably close to 8,000 community theaters in the U.S. right now, is that we have a staff of 15 paid professionals. And many of these professionals have master's degrees, and we're able to elevate the theatrical experience by having professional guidance. We have very high artistic values, so that when you come to see a show, you're going to say, this is first-rate entertainment. Yet we can keep our ticket prices rather modest, so we can open the doors. And last year we had almost 46,000 people come through the doors at Civic to see our production. We also served about 16,000 children. We have a number of programs where children come and learn about musical theater. We do a musical theater Saturday program. We have classes. We have a continuing musical theater program for teens. We have a junior civic musical. We have about 5,000 kids that come to that. We do student matinees, which is, of course, a wonderful opportunity for kids to come and see theater. So many of these children have never seen a live theatrical production. They've seen movies, they sure know how to do video games, but they haven't seen theater and experienced the wonder and magic that theater really does provide. We have a couple of really remarkable outreach programs. We've been working with the students at Indy Met, which is a charter school owned and operated by Goodwill Industries. And we took their 100 seniors and taught them for an entire year about theater. We started out and made it kind of really cross-curricular, working with the English department. And they were reading Oedipus, and we talked, there was a natural entree for us to talk about the origins of theater, which is, of course, Greece. And the kids learned a lot about theater, they learned a lot about musical theater, and then they culminated it at the end of the school year with a production on our stage where we had a scenographer and costumer and director do this show, which I have to tell you was so emotionally exciting to see these kids who had really crossed the line. They realized that they could do this thing. And as you all can realize, that theater is fantastic for children. It gives them focus, gives them the ability to do teamwork, cooperation, ability to speak or act quickly on your feet. As you know, theater, sometimes it doesn't go quite as planned. So the ability to move rapidly and make changes. And national statistics show that children who participate in the arts and in theater, their test scores are higher, they stay in school longer, they do better in their academics. So we're really pleased to be a part of that. We've expanded this outreach program to 2 other charter schools, and we saw equally fine results, and and are planning on doing even more of that next year. A couple of our charter schools we're working with have also doing some classes in Ivy Tech, so it's just a wonderful collaborative opportunity for these children to participate in school, be at civic theater. Civic, though, when we were founded almost 96 years ago, built its own theater at 19th and Alabama. And I suspect some of you used to go to our old Headback Theater. I went there as a kid to see some junior civic productions. That was a wonderful home for us for many decades. Until a woman named Mrs. Showalter came to Civic and said, I'd like to give you $1 million, and this is in the early 70s, to build a theater at the Indianapolis Museum of Art. Now remember, when the IMA went to 38th and Mission, and that was pretty much a pioneering kind of event, and Civic was really delighted to go there and be a part of that community. When the IMA began their extensive expansion plan a few years ago, they bought out our lease. We've been there almost 35 years, but they needed more room for parking because their program was exploding, and Civic needed to find a new home. So in 2004, we relocated on the campus of Marion, now University, and put $2 million into renovating the auditorium at Marion Hall. It was a marvelous facility for us. It was never to be a permanent home for us. That was always an interim situation with a plan that we were going to build a freestanding theater on the campus of Marion. All sounded really good. 2008, the world kind of fell apart. We started pricing building theaters and realized that a $25 to $30 million project was not doable. Meanwhile, the clock was ticking, the lease was running close to its termination, and come 2012, we needed to find a new home. We had worked, well, I came to Civic 4 years ago. We had worked almost on a weekly basis with Marion over the past 2 years to try and find a solution for Civic. Because quite frankly, we were going to be homeless. There was no option for us to remain in that auditorium. Those of you who follow the progress of Dan Elsner and what he's been doing at Marion University understand that that school in 2002 had 800 students, and next year we'll have a projected enrollment of 3,000. It was not, we just needed elbow room. There was no more space for Civic to remain at Marion University. So we tried to figure out, could we build something on the campus? Well, the $30 million price tag was out of the picture. Marion said, we tried to think maybe we could build a joint recital hall. And those of you who are pretty keen on theater know that recital hall and a theater for performances are not the same thing. So Civic sent out a request for proposals last May. We sent it out to 7 different entities. We sent it to the City of Indianapolis, White River State Park, Washington Township Schools, Indianapolis Public Schools, Pike Township, I'm missing one, and the other one was the City of Carmel. And in that request for proposals, we said basically we need a home. What we really were looking for too was a long-term arrangement. Our move from the IMA, we still were kind of stinging from that. It took us a long time to regain our audience. Anytime you change your address, it becomes very difficult. Well, we received back from the City of Indianapolis a letter from the mayor saying, congratulations, good luck, we really want you to stay in Marion County. I don't have any ideas. We received